How cool would it be to fill out a simple form, logo, product image, product details, and get studio quality, social media ready video ad in 3 aspect ratios in under 3 minutes?
A bold fusion of spice and tobacco. Detonate the intensity. Spice Bomb by Victor and Rolf.
In this video, I'll show you how to build this exact workflow using n8n. n8n lets us connect all the tools we need: Airtable, Gemini, Google Veo, ElevenLabs, and Plainly. And since Plainly works directly with After Effects, you're not limited to basic text animations. You get full-blown motion graphics. I'm Ivan, I'm a creative director at Plainly, and I help creative teams automate and scale video production without blowing budgets or deadlines. Everything you see here is linked in the description below: the n8n template, the After Effects project file, the free steal them, test them, use them for clients, go wild. Let's take a look at the n8n workflow. It might look complicated, but it's not. Most of these nodes are doing one very simple job. Before we dive into details, let's zoom out and group them into 5 roles. Think of it as a tiny AI production team. We got a trigger, Airtable. This is where we add the brief and images. Submit the form, automation starts. The director, Google Gemini, writes the hook, CTA, voiceover script, and scene prompts. The videographer, Nano plus Google Veo. Why both? Well, Veo kind of sucks at generating videos from scratch. So we'll create the static shots first, then bring them to life. The voice actor, ElevenLabs, and the editor, Plainly, takes everything, drops it into an After Effects template, and renders 3 final videos in horizontal, vertical, and square aspect ratios. First up, Airtable. One table with product name, description, product image, brand logo, and created time. That last one is mandatory if you want automation to actually start. I also added an add style field to control the vibe: hype, playful, or luxury. We create a form, reorder fields if needed, and publish. This is our front. It's what you, your client, or your team sees. Everything else is backstage chaos. In n8n, we connect Airtable, set polling times, add the base and table IDs. You can just paste the whole URL and set created time as the trigger. If you're new to n8n, execute the workflow after every node. You'll see the exact output, so you can map the fields, the results, where you need them. Next up, Google Gemini, our director, our Tarantino.
It's so much fun, Chan!
We send it the product image from Airtable and ask it to analyze everything. In the prompt, we tell Gemini to analyze the product, write a hook, a CTA, a voiceover, and generate 3 image prompts for Nano, since our final ad has 3 scenes. We also tell it exactly what format to return, a valid JSON structure. Pay attention to this. Gemini doesn't really return JSON, it returns a text that looks like JSON. So we clean it up with an edit field node. Once executed, we now have clean fields, hook, voiceover, CTAs, and 3 image prompts. Here's where the workflow splits in 2 parallel paths: visual and audio. Since audio is pretty simple, we'll start with visuals. You know how they say, early bird gets the frog, or eat the bird first. Something along those lines. Anyway, because we need 3 images and 3 videos, we loop this section 3 times, once per scene. That's what this node does. I call it the splitter. It's custom JavaScript that pulls prompts from Gemini, creates 3 loop items, and adds fallback if anything breaks along the way. You don't need to memorize this, it's already inside the n8n template below. Next step, send the product image to Nano. Here's the thing, Airtable gives us URLs. Nano wants files, so we download the image first using a basic HTTP GET request. For image generation, I'm using Nano Pro. Set the operation to edit image. This is the only operation in Gemini that allows us to send a reference image and not just the prompt. Drop the previously downloaded image and pass the prompt from the splitter. Execute and get 3 clean, high-quality product images. Now video. Gemini's built-in video generation only supports text to video, which is not helpful here. So we make a custom HTTP post request to Google Veo. Small catch, Nano gives us the files. Veo doesn't accept files, it wants base 64 strings. So we need to encode the image files using extract from file. then pass that into the Veo request. Also, in order to use Google Veo, you'll need to set up a Google Cloud Console. URL, authorization, credentials, I won't go over it now. Google's docs cover it well. This is how the API request looks. It includes the prompt, the base64 image, and parameters like duration, resolution, aspect ratio, as well as our storage URI. That's why we need to set up the Google Cloud Storage first. Veo needs to store those videos somewhere. Now, when we execute video generation, we don't get a video back, we get an operation ID. Then we use that ID to check if our videos are ready. And we don't really know when that's gonna be. So we add a simple if-else loop. Wait 1 minute, check the status, if done, continue, if not, wait again, check the status, and so on. By the way, check the status node, commonly known as poll status, is actually similar to video generation HTTP request, with slightly different URL and an API request that sends the operation ID only. And this is done for all 3 videos. Wait, check, and so on. n8n handles all 3 of them in parallel and only moves on once they're all finished. Once the loop ends, we have 3 separate outputs, but they're all named the same, which is a problem but easily solvable with aggregate. It waits for all parallel executions to finish, then bundles the 3 video links into one clean object. Next, we prep those links to Plainly, we convert GS paths into public URLs and map them into video URL 1, 2, and 3. Alright, the video generation part is done. Trust me, everything from here is a walk in the park.
It gets easier.
Voiceover generation. Connect ElevenLabs, text-to-speech, pick a voice, link the voiceover from that Gemini node in the beginning, and that's it. Tiny catch with file handling. Again, ElevenLabs gives us a binary file, but Plainly needs a direct download URL. So we upload that audio file to Google Cloud Storage and grab the link. One last step, merge. We gather 3 video URLs and 1 voiceover URL in one place. Technically, this part isn't necessary, but if you don't want your workflow to look like those tangled headphones, please use merge. At this point, we have everything. Product name, hook, CTA, voiceover, 3 super cool product videos, and ad style. All that's missing is the After Effects template. This template has 3 comps for different aspect ratios, responsive text and media layers, audio placeholders, and every dynamic layer prefixed with edit. I also added an edit style parameter to swap fonts, music, and outros depending on that ad style we're choosing when submitting a form. We upload the project to Plainly using the Plainly Videos plugin. Inside Plainly, we create templates from render comps using the edit prefix. That's pretty much it. All we need from here is to grab the project ID, template IDs, and Plainly API key, which can be found under Settings. Back in n8n, we send 3 HTTP requests, 1 per template. Authentication is simple. Basic authentication, API key as username. Headers, content type, and application JSON. The body maps project ID and template ID from Plainly, Airtable fields for style and logo, Gemini outputs for hook and call to action, generated videos, and voiceover link. Same structure for all 3 templates, only the template ID changes. And done! Before we test our workflow, I've got one more ace up my sleeve, even though I'm wearing a t-shirt. Right now, once videos rendered, they land in Plainly. We could download them one by one, then send them wherever. Or we could add a few more steps in n8n for automated video distribution. But it would add some extra complexity and we don't want that. Plainly has native distribution built in. Rendered videos can be automatically sent to Google Drive, Dropbox, S3, Slack, wherever you want. For example, to upload all new videos to Google Drive, you select the project, connect account, choose folder, start integration, done. And now, when we open the Airtable form, fill it out and submit, a few minutes later 3 finished video ads land in your Google Drive, with voiceover, studio quality product shots, and some conversion-ready copy. All links are in the description, After Effects template, n8n workflow, and Plainly. Plainly has 14-day free trial, so test it out and see if it fits your workflow. And if you want more automation examples, there's a full playlist on this channel from CSV batch renders to Google Sheets automations, and some pretty wild workflows like this one. Links below as well.